All right. Well, we're going to get started like we always do with our kudos, shout outs, and high fives. Did anybody have any kudos, shout outs, and high fives this evening? Anybody have any kudos, shout outs, and high fives?
Well, I'm gonna give myself kudos and for following up with people that were supposed to come out when I did the presentation, but now it's graduation time, so I have to follow back up again. They said to follow up next week. So at least I followed up and I will follow up again.
All right, there you go. There you go. The power's in the follow up. That's right. So don't ever get tired of following up. Awesome, awesome. Good job. Good job. And let me say again that you did an awesome, awesome presentation. Awesome close. It was absolutely phenomenal to see you in the front of the room. Welcome, welcome. Hopefully we'll get to see you in the front of the room again in the very, very near future. So I'm put that in the atmosphere. I'm gonna push that. I'm gonna push that. Anybody else? Any kudos, shout outs, and high fives? Miss Thelma, what y'all doing over in New Orleans? I got this message from Miss Rose. How y'all doing out there?
Well, we've been having 10 days of rain and we having flood different areas, but I've been talking to a lot of people, giving up my card and my flyers. And I did talk to the Diamond Tours, and they said we didn't have enough people between her and I. Then a lot of people just been canceled out. I don't know what's going on down here,
Mm.
but we have not given up. I know I haven't.
Well, that's what happens sometimes. So maybe this just isn't the trip for you. But hey, if at first you don't succeed, try again. Put something else together, and
Yes, that's what we're
or at
doing.
least do a survey and see what people, kind of try to put something together that people want. Or maybe instead of the bus trip, maybe you might want to put together a cruise. So
Yes.
especially, especially now before hurricane season starts. But definitely that might be something that you might want to consider. Yeah,
We've
especially
been trying to cook.
leaving right out of New Orleans. The great thing about it is it's affordable because you don't have most of their people don't have to pay to actually get to the port. It's already right there. All they gotta do is get a ride. Whereas we have to get to a port. So,
Yes.
it might be good to just put together a cruise. In fact, you might find that you can do a cruise at the same cost that y'all were doing that bus trip. And
Yes.
that might be something to consider. But good job at putting it together and absolutely making it happen. That's awesome. And definitely don't give up. Just try again. Anybody else? Any kudos, shout outs, and high fives? All right. Well, then, if there's no more kudos, shout outs, and high fives, I want to give kudos, shout outs to everybody who's working their business. I want to definitely give shout outs to Miss Janice, who actually has scheduled her first grand opening. And that's going to be coming up on Sunday. And then we also have Miss Lee, that actually has scheduled two grand openings. She's been in on the travel side for quite some time. Got to give it up to Nick Brown, who reached out to her, had a conversation, and not only did she schedule one but two grand openings. And so she basically said, hey, whenever I talk to people, they're not interested. And Nick said, well, I think he said, what are you saying? And she said, okay, yeah. He said, yeah, you might be talking too much. And let's work on that. So we're working on just getting travel parties, getting virtual, getting live travel parties and presentations on the books. And so I definitely want to commend everybody who's doing that. And so I'm looking forward to even getting more on the books as well. All of you hopefully will do your travel party. We got convention coming up. It is absolutely amazing. And so Dr. Coakley is saying, hey, you want to get to convention because after convention is going to be a totally new company. He's introducing some AI. He's doing different things. He says he's taking our company to the next level. And those who don't go to convention are frankly going to be behind. And so I just encourage everybody to do whatever you got to do to get there so that you get the information firsthand and that you don't have to play catch up when we come back because just based on what he says, and he has never been a person who lies. And so he's like, look, I have some things planned. And so you definitely want to get there. The company will be a whole new company after convention. So I don't know what he has planned, but I do know he's got a lot of meetings. He's taking a lot of calls, and he's putting things in place and meeting a lot of people. And so our company is going to the next level, and hopefully you'll be there to see it, hopefully. So congratulations to everybody who's already registered for convention. If you haven't registered yet, definitely. Miss Thelma, you registered?
Me and Rose registered last month, a month before
All
last.
right,
Something
all
like
right,
that.
Miss. All right, and I know Michelle McDaniel's registered. Absolutely, I know Nick Brown is registered, and Ann Brown are registered. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So, Vincent Payton, are you registered? Alicia, are you registered for convention?
I won't be able to attend with a sad
Mm.
face.
Oh, okay. Miss Alicia, are you registered for
Man,
convention?
they giving out that $50,000 ring, man.
You said they're gonna do what?
Why, haven't you hit the ring?
I don't know. If they are giving it out, I won't be able to get it. So hopefully I get it at the next big event. I don't want to get it at a regional event. I want to be at a big event. But yeah, I
This
won't
is
be in town.
this is the big event. This is the convention, the
Then
biggest event.
I won't be in the country, so I won't be able to be there.
We'll pick it up for you. We won't be in the
No,
country
no, I
either.
don't want you. I don't want you to pick it
No,
up for me.
we're gonna pick it up for you.
We gonna be on the hey, we got the ring.
When they call your name, we gonna come there and pick it up.
Well deserved. If that's the opportunity, if anybody, I would love for both of y'all to get my ring for me.
No,
Look,
normally they try to make sure they give it to when for people who are registered. So
I
if,
got you.
if not,
all right, all right. Well, hey, so convention, and so all roads lead to convention, and so you definitely want to be there. I'm telling you, Dr. Coakley, I haven't seen him this excited in quite some time, so you definitely want to get the information. We have Super Saturday coming up on the 20th of this month here in the DMV area. Definitely plan to be there. It's going to be a boot camp, so we're going to be talking about some things, getting deep and dirty with some things. So definitely you want to be there, get your team there. We're going to, and let me know if there's anything in particular that you'd like discussed, anything that you'd like to be addressed. So we're definitely going to get questions answered, and just, what happens at Super Saturday stays at Super Saturday. So it is going to be a boot camp style, and it's going to be off the chain. So the leaders are putting together a phenomenal event, and you don't want to miss it. So that's this month, June 20th, here at the BLE Suites. Tomorrow we actually have our weekly meeting, and we have that every Thursday evening, 7:30 sharp. And so you want to come out with your guests. You want to definitely, we're going to start having, we will be presenting this Thursday, which is the first time we presented in weeks. However, we're looking forward to it. And we're it's just an opportunity to come and see everybody, have some fun, and also invite your guests and get your guests out to a live event with some of the other leaders. So we're looking forward to everyone who can be out tomorrow. That promises to be a great event as well. And so that's it, I think, for the announcements. Nick Brown, did we have anything that we wanted to share from the director's call this week? I don't think so.
no. It was get everybody registered for the convention because of all the announcements and information and things they're going to roll out at convention.
All right, there you go. Okay, well, hey, with no further ado, ladies and gentlemen, that's it for the announcements. Did anyone else have any announcements that you'd like to share?
Yes, I'm registered for the convention.
Awesome, Miss Rose. Awesome. Glad that you were able to get on. Glad that you're going to convention as well. All right. Well, with no further ado, I'd like to introduce to some and present to others none other than this gentleman who always travels, loves to have fun, knows 110% of the information, and truly has a heart of gold and loves to help people. Please help us welcome to the call first team call of the month, travel king himself, Mr. Vincent Payton. Vince, take it away.
All right, thank you so much as always. Um, let's see if I can fix my screen. Boom, there we go. Let's go. Let's get it. I hope everybody's having a good and a good. How do you get the screen smaller? I think it's retarded. All right, there we go. All right, screw that. Y'all want me to be on camera. All right, here we go. All right, so first thing is an announcement. Tomorrow, Southwest Airlines will be releasing their schedule from January to March. I think it's January 4th to March 1st. So if you know anybody that needs to travel, MLK weekend, my birthday week, January 18th, I'm accepting presents. My 50th birthday, January 8th, calendars. If someone needs to travel, Super Bowl, Valentine's Day, President's Day, all those things take place in the month of February. For the folks down in New Orleans, Mardi Gras kicks in at the end of February this year, I believe. Um, if you are typically trying to travel with Southwest, the schedule does come out tomorrow. Typically, early bird gets the best pricing, and you can also start monitoring the price increases or decreases accordingly. All right, so today my travel training is how much time I got? I'm gonna need probably a good 15 minutes. All right, because I got a lot of stuff to cover. All right, so one of the trainings I'm doing for my team next month, actually this month is June, is the travel agent success tips. These are things that you need to be equipped with, knowledgeable about, or prepared to have to one, be successful, but more importantly, just to reduce your stress. I mean, these are some of the things over the years I've learned that has easily helped me build a business, stay stress free, create repeatable tasks and processes that makes things much easier as I move forward. So the number one is 10 of them. It might be more than 10. Actually, it's I think I stopped at 10. Nope, I'm lying. It's 11. All right. So the first thing is, I always talk about this. You have to treat your business like a business. This is not a hobby. This is not something to do when you're bored. If you treat it like a business, other people will do the same. Even when working with your friends and family, maintaining professional standards, processes, and expectations, even dealing with your close friends is very important. Um, if you do that, one thing I've learned over the years is if you if your friends can identify that you treat your travel business as a business, when they refer you to other people, they will let them know, hey, he don't play about his travel business, or you better have your money ready. Don't, if you're not ready to travel, don't call and waste his time. If you treat it like a business, they will then communicate to other people the same. But when you start to do, oh, it don't matter, I'll look it up, they're going to relay that same information to other people, and you will find that you're consistently getting people that are not serious about your services. But when you are able to treat it like a business, they walk in the door knowing that, hey, I was referred to you by your friend or your cousin or your coworker, and this is the information that I was told to be prepared for. So always treat your business like a business. Number two, have your client or travel questionnaire ready. Any form that you choose to use. We talked about this a couple months ago. Um, we talked about this a couple months ago in terms of that travel questionnaire. If you do it in a written form, a Google form, Microsoft form, text message, email, have that information ready, accessible, so when someone do contact you, you can start your process on the right foot. Number three, put the ball in the client's hands. And what I mean by that, and I explain, if you set clear expectations and deadlines, what you will find is once you set clear expectations and deadlines, what you're going to find is that people will start to follow your lead. So you always want to put the ball in their court. If you need them to complete the questionnaire, remind them, put the ball in their court for them to complete. Once they complete, you set the expectations that it will be 1, 2, 3 a week for you to get them a quote, whatever the case may be. So always put the ball in the client's hands. Once you give them the quote, let them know when you want to hear back from them. Please review this quote and get back to me within the next 3 days on what do you think or how you want to move forward. It's always should be a action whenever you're talking to your clients. It's I need you to do this or they need you to do something. Once you deliver, put the ball back in their court so they'll be able to provide you what you need. This will avoid, I think, over time. What it avoids is you're not knowing where you are in the process, but it also sets the expectations and timelines so you can schedule your own life around your clients. Number four, limit the number of options. I have some new agents on my team providing 5 and 6 different hotels in the same island. They ain't that much difference. The ice, the water, the cheap liquor is all going to be the same at the end of the day. Limit those options to the most, in my opinion, is 2. You can do a high end or a low end, or you can pick a hotel that's maybe butler service or swim outs and one without. But 3 being the most, but I typically try to give clients 2 options at a destination. Once you start to introduce more and more options, they're not going to read through all of the amenities at all of them. So what they're going to do is skim over all of them and then tell you they're not sure which one they want to do. So giving them 2, if those 2 don't work, then you can go back to the table. But limit them to 2, they will more than likely make a decision if you are providing them good options from the ones you selected from. If you're not sure about a destination, I think between our Facebook page, text message, attending any of the meetings, there is more than enough experience for you to be able to find exactly some options that you can provide. I get countless phone calls of what's some good hotels in Jamaica, Cancun, DR, either places that I know about, places I send clients to, or places I have even traveled to myself. I try to go to as many properties in a particular destination as possible so I can kind of get a better idea of the differences of all of the properties. So limit your number of options, ask for help, bring it up on a Wednesday call, and you can be able to get the right direction on what you need to do in terms of picking the best destination or resort for your clients. Number 5, always offer travel insurance. Um, and I say offer. Me, I try to put it in all of my quotes, regardless. But more importantly, you should definitely offer it. If they decline it, that's fine. You need to explain the cancellation terms to them if they decide to decline the insurance, so there's no surprises at the end. But you definitely want to clearly explain how the insurance works, if it's a travel credit or if it's a full cash refund. But you definitely want to offer the travel insurance, especially with today's travel climate between the wars, the economy, job loss, federal government cuts in workforce. You definitely want to protect your clients. And then some clients are gonna be like, nope, don't want it, I'm good. And that's perfectly fine. If they decide to say that, you just want to make sure that they fully understand the terms that their funds could be lost in its entirety, depending on when they decide to cancel. All right, number 6. Create systems that save time. Um, I have a spreadsheet, and I think this is an easy way to maintain all of your client bookings. You create your own spreadsheet so you can always go back and know exactly where your clients are going, their confirmation number, their email address, their phone number. Create your spreadsheet, and I do it by the year. So at the end of the year, I know how many bookings that I made for the year, possibly how much money I've made for my taxes. But it's a good way for you to create a spreadsheet based on the year of all your client bookings. It should include the name, the date of birth of your client, their email address, their phone number, the trip cost, the reservation number, and any notes that you want to put in there. You might want to put a note in there, say 5 days, 4 nights, in the Dominican Republic, staying at the Breakfast Resort, two-tour room, whatever the case may be. So you have some reference of it, especially if it's later down the line. Um, that's one thing in terms of one system or one process that I highly suggest. That way you have everything all in one place. This is also great when it's time to do your, what's it called? The commission claim form. When it's time to do your commission's claim form, everything is on that spreadsheet. If you think you missed one, just go to the commission claim form, put in that reservation number, and hit the next button. It will tell you you already submitted it or it's a brand new reservation. So if you have everything in a spreadsheet, you don't have to dig through the VAX emails and finding the cost and all that. Everything is in one spreadsheet on your computer so you can reference it throughout the year. The next thing that I think is a system that saves you time is, especially with this new introduction of AI, when you're doing quotes for your clients, create a template where all you're doing is plugging in the new numbers and the resort names. All of the other stuff in terms of the thank you, all the stuff in terms of your quote, all of the stuff you want to put at the beginning of your emails to your clients, it should be a copy and paste. It should be already in your email in a Word document. You copy it, update the information, paste it into the email, and be done. Same thing with your thank you messages. Same thing with your referral requests. I have an email that says, "Thank you for contacting us. Unfortunately, you were unable to book a trip with us. However, we would love any referrals that you can provide us, a little bit blurb about the company." And I have it, it's just a copy and paste. In terms of your meeting invitations, if you're building the team, which everyone should be, this is the year to go 3 and free. Those meeting invitations to have people to attend the Tuesday night or the Wednesday night or the Thursday night meetings, you should have those emails already ready to go. As soon as someone is ready to say that they're interested, you shouldn't be scrambling to figure out the verbiage. Those things should already be created, and you're using these things over and over again. No different than the video links. One of my pet peeves, and I know Ann feels the same thing, is people say, "Oh, what should I send them?" You should already have that. It's in your app, it's in the back office. Copy, paste it, put it in the notepad. Yes, those things should already be accessible. Create a folder on your computer so you always have these things. Same things with welcome emails in terms of them joining the business, as well as follow-up emails, doing the high fives and shout outs because of the holidays last week. Everybody's scrambling to start to follow up with some of the clients and people they talked to through May. You should have those emails already ready to go. The great thing is AI can create some great things if you put the information in, and you can definitely save that stuff so you're not doing these things over and over again. The more time you can give back to yourself, you have more energy to do other things in your household. You have more time to do training. You have more time to build your business and make money. So, number 7, be prepared. Um, Everything I just talked about, having access to VAX is one, being prepared. Your questionnaire, those emails ready to go. All of these things are important because at any given time, you might get that phone call. Any given time, you might get that referral that you've been waiting on. And these could be thousands of dollars at stake. But if you're prepared, your confidence will be high. You will present yourself in a way where you're showing and excluding the opportunity to someone else to say, "I can take care of what you need." So make sure you are prepared. Number 8, master your 2-minute elevator pitch or speech. And this goes for travel, building the team, what you've been up to. One question that we run into is people always say, "So what you been up to?" You need to find a way to put travel in that conversation. Because a lot of times we say, "Oh, nothing much, same old, another day." No. What you been up to? I'm still out here just building the team in my travel business, booking trip, helping people travel for less, pushing my new website. If it's people who you haven't seen in a while, this is when you say, "Oh, I just launched a new website called The Vortex. It's a great site where you can save money." That's what I've been up to. Really quick, you don't have to go into no long drawn out in terms of communicating, but you need to always be prepared. You need to practice it so it becomes natural in terms of identifying your elevator pitch or conversation things. You know, I always say my favorite is, do you have any travel plans for the summer? I use that. I was at a festival over the weekend. I know I said it to at least 7 people. Where are you going to this summer? You traveling anywhere? You find out what their one. I find out how much money they got. So when the people say, "Oh yeah, I'm going to Indonesia and Australia for 2 weeks," then you know, oh, they got money. You know, you might not be able to get that booking because they already booked it, but there are opportunities where you can find a lot about the people you're talking to. Another thing is, do you have any travel plans for next year? That's another one I might go to. But in your elevator pitches, it should be who you are, what services you provide, why they should book with you, and the value you bring as a travel professional. So that's who you are, the services you provide, and why they should book with you, and what's the value of dealing with you. And you got to figure out how that works for you in terms of how you talk, how you speak, as well as being able to have it natural so you can be able to modify it on the fly depending on your audience. Number 9, position yourself as their travel agent. It's mindset. You always got to say things as your travel agent. It's a pleasure serving you as your travel agent. Thank you for choosing me as your travel agent. um, Keep using the word because the mindset and repetitive is important because as they start to think in the future, travel agent, your name, your business, your brand should come to their brain cells. So always position yourselves as their travel agent and you are working for them. Number 10, ask for referrals. Talked about this a little bit already, but making sure you're asking for referrals. You'd be surprised how many people will share your information once you tell them you want it, you need it, and you would appreciate it. A lot of times when I get referrals, I always say, well, how did you hear about us? And you always see that on a lot of the surveys from corporations. They're trying to find out what's working. When you see individuals that are continuing to refer you, is either you did a good job already, is either that they understand that you're serious and their credibility is not in limbo by referring you to someone else. If you never get a referral, more than likely you're not asking for them, or more than likely you're not presenting your business in the way where someone else feels comfortable referring you to their friends and family, especially when it's coworkers and people they admire. So you always want to try to ask for the referrals, but also making sure that you're representing your business in a way where they are confident in doing it. Um, Number 11, which is the last one, always be ready to share your Vortex website. One, you get the emails from the people when they sign up, but it's also a great opportunity to prove that you have some online presence on the internet. This shows credibility to your business. They see your name, phone number, email address in the top right hand corner. They also have the opportunity to book something and get a discount. But it also creates opportunity where they now know exactly you are a travel agent and you do have your own website. So utilizing your Vortex website is definitely one of the other things that can build your brand. So with those 11 things, it's being professional, being consistent, customer service, and systems is what is going to separate you and make you a successful travel agent in this business. There's no reason to stress. There should be no reason to struggle. There's no reason to feel like this is not working. Once you identify these key things to make sure that you are positioning yourself to be able to be successful every day, all day, 24/7. You build your own schedule because this is still your business. You set the parameters and the timetables and the time box to be able to get things accomplished on your time, but you are managing people. And again, as always, travel is a relationship business. Create those relationships, be personable, and you will see your business grow. So that is my training. I know that was a lot, but in those 16, 17 minutes, hopefully you was able to get something and grab one of those 11 things that could be beneficial for your business. With that being said, I'm going to turn it back over to our director, Ann Brown.
Hey Vince,
all right. That was
real
absolutely
quick, what was
phenomenal.
number 11 again?
Oh, I'm sorry. Number 11 was share your Vortex website. That's what
Got
it
you.
was. Yep.
All right, all right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that was our training for this evening. Thank you so much, Travel King. You gave us some really, really good points, some things to think about. And guess what? I want to open it up for our executives that are on the line. Do you have any questions? Did you have any comments? Anything that you need clarified?
I have a question.
The floor is
How do
yours.
you handle clients that want a breakdown of the whole trip financially? So you have amount that you put out, it's $2,500. And usually you have that your airfare, that your hotel, 4 nights at this hotel, you get this, and this. And, maybe you might throw in some additions, maybe a boat ride and all. And then you get that one client that says, can I get a breakdown of this amount? How do you handle that?
Tell them no. Tell me kiss your ass.
I want to say that.
Okay, all right. Well,
But,
I think the way you handle that is that you tell them that it's bundled, that you don't have individual pricing. It's
mm,
all one price. It's all through one vendor. You don't have the individual pricing. Um, when people go buy Nikes or heels, they don't ask the manufacturer in Thailand how much was the sole, how much was the heel, how much was the
mm,
insole. It's no different than anything else. When they do ask those questions, it's one of two things. One, they're trying to go outside of you to book
yes.
it
And
at
I
a
know
lower
that.
cost. The
Hmm.
second thing is to challenge you going forward. They already
Hmm.
booked with you, but now everything you do is going to be judged on the fact that they feel like you either overcharged them or you're not giving them the right number. So no, I'd never give them. It's a group package. The group package is all built in. It includes the following: the hotel, the airfare, the admin fees, the merchant fees. All these fees are all built into it. I do not have that individual itemized a la carte pricing to provide. So just tell them no.
Thank you.
Great question. Great question. I ran
Then if
across
they
that
ask again, tell
recently
them kiss your
myself.
grits.
What'd you say, Dr. Nick?
What did you say, Nick?
I was just being humorous. I'll retract that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we didn't hear you, so we
I
couldn't
heard
hear,
them.
we didn't hear what you said.
I heard
Always be professional.
them.
All right. All right. Well, that was a great question. I ran across that myself and with this group cruise, and it's just amazing what people. And I found out that this one particular person, she just wanted to make sure she wanted to make sure that whether she booked through the cruise line or she booked through me, that the price was going to be the same. And then she wanted to break down to kind of try to figure out what my commission would be. And I was just
Right,
like,
right.
good luck with that. And I was just like, the price is the price. Whether you get
Yeah,
it from me or you get it from the cruise line, the price is the price.
yeah.
So,
Eh,
so
The other thing, Lori, is what you'll realize is once those individuals do travel with you, those concerns kind of get wiped out. They might ask those questions because it's the first time dealing with you, but once they go through the whole process in terms of leading up to the trip, on the trip, and the communication, the customer service, those values that value they know they can't get elsewhere. And those are the things that you can't really put into a line item in
yeah,
terms of the added customer service. You booked the cruise line, yeah, you better show up at the time you're supposed to show up and everything else you better just figure out versus for us, as I say always, we're more in a relationship business. Sometimes people feel value in the fact that they got somebody to ask the questions to versus a chat or chat box thing on the line or looking at some FAQs on a public website. So those are values that you really can't get elsewhere when you're dealing with travel agents.
Yeah, my scenario is definitely it's actually a close friend, and I just feel like I just needed the right pushback words because I'm never gonna break it down. And I did break it down for this one time, but I was like, I'd be good goddamn if I do this again. That's not gonna happen. So it's a bundle. This is the price you get.
Mhm.
That's it. Thank you very much.
Great question. Great question. Anybody else? Anyone? Any other questions on the line? All right. Well, if all hearts and minds are clear, we're going to go on and end this call. It is 10:06. Thank you for joining us. We look forward to seeing you next week where we'll have another guest presenter. We will be talking about some more things in terms of your business. Like Vince always says, if there is a particular topic that you want to talk about, or you have a question that you'd like to have answered, then just let us know so we can go on and actually get your questions answered. We want everybody to find value in getting on this call. This is not supposed to be just getting on to waste time. And, if we don't, we might even play a game. And so we wanted to be fun and also a learning experience. So with that being said, again, I put it out here. Any more issues, questions, comments, or concerns?
Yes, I'd like to talk to you after the meeting, call you at home.
Okay. Is it okay? Okay, Miss Rose, just call me on my cell phone. All
Well,
right.
I want to say that Vincent Payton, they call you the travel guru. You're an awesome trainer.
Well, thank
And
you so much, though.
you explain it so you explain it clear where you don't have to guess. You did a good job.
Thank you so much.
Amen. Yes, it is. Yes, you did.
All right, all right. Well, there you go. If all hearts and minds are clear, did we have anyone else? Any other issues, comments, concerns? Well, with that being said, y'all have a good night. God bless. And we'll see you next week, same time, same station, where we'll have our weekly training call. Y'all have a good night. Bye-bye. Thank you for joining us.
You're welcome.
All right.
All right, thanks, y'all.